we had a decent performance in our last outing. Wasn't nowhere near perfect, but we've had a few days to make sure we know how to get better. And obviously we had a Farrell week and took the lads down to Cork and a good couple of days there, and tried to put a few things right, and hopefully we get an improved performance on the back of that.
England, Twickenham, your son being captain, is this the most challenging week of your career?
I wouldn't say so. No. It's another big game. I suppose we'll play this game, and the next one will be big as well. You know, so that's what Test match football is all about.
Is it weird with Owen? You know, what's the weekly routine on a different week? Are you chatting too much? Are you chatting too much this week?
I think I've spoke to him 2 or 3 times. Sometimes it's once a week. Sometimes it's 5 times a week. Sometimes it's 10. Yeah, there's nothing new there. Bit of FaceTime, talking to my grandson, that type of thing.
This week?
FaceTime, talking to my grandson, yeah.
In terms of Caelan Doris then, obviously having tried to give him the chance against Scotland, obviously he picked up the head knock. Was it a bit of a risk, or what was your thinking in putting him on the bench this time as opposed to maybe starting him?
No, it's definitely not a risk. He's been fit for quite some time, but I think if you look back from the reaction of the rest of the back row, they deserve a start. And we all like to see Caelan doing a little bit more than 4 minutes, to see what he's got at international level, and we can't wait to see that off the bench.
Andy, what was Bono calling up your training day today?
He's been in all week. He's here till Friday. We like it when people come into camp. We try and invite as many people as we possibly can. There's not just Paula that's been in camp this week. There's a few other guys, and we like people to try and take stock from the outside and get a feel of their feeling of how camp is. So Paul is here to observe and come into all the meetings and get a feeling, and obviously share his experience as well along the way and trying to connect with the boys. Well, he's been there and done that. He's been to Twickenham a few times, and he's played a few big games, so he knows what the boys are going through. So, yeah, you see a lot more of the boys gravitating towards him during the week, and that's great to see.
Andy, what have you made of England so far?
Well, it's quite difficult. I mean, I wouldn't say I need to take in the so far part, because obviously the start that France had in the first game, they would try and right that, because we know that England's been notoriously very good at starting pretty well. The conditions came down in Paris and made it very hard for them, but they showed great spirit to come back and fight to nearly win the game. And then the conditions in Scotland were horrendous, weren't they? You know, so we don't get too much from that, other than we know that they've got great fighting spirit, like I just said. So we look back on the last few years of how they've played. We know they're an outstanding side, and we expect them to be at the best at the weekend.
Because it's your first campaign as Ireland head coach, this game Twickenham might be viewed as a bit of a free shot by some, but look at the experience of the team. Do you view it as that?
A free shot? No, not at all. We want to go there and win, you know, and we want to go there and perform and do our best for Ireland, and that's all that matters to us. Well, he's a great player, Mako. Obviously, I've coached him and know all about him and the experience that he brings to the group. He's a senior player there that would have a very valid opinion to the rest of the boys. But you look what they've got coming in, whether it be Merlo, whether it be Genji, etc. They're outstanding footballers in their own right as well. So, yeah, Mako's a big loss to any side, but I suppose they gain probably in different ways. With the other 2 boys that can step in.
And do you use what happened last time we were at Twickenham with any sort of motivation, or is that just part of the previous era and you don't refer to it at all?
We use a few clips, so you know, as any team would do, but not real motivation. It was a warm-up game. That was 2 teams on probably different levels. You know, we come away from training camp in Portugal, really hadn't done any type of contact work whatsoever during that week. So it was probably at different levels, which every team is in a pre-season warm-up game. But it still stung. The performance from England was excellent, and we know that what they're capable of. So yeah, we don't look too much into that. Probably the game in the Six Nations at the start of the last Six Nations was more of a fairer balance of where they was at as a team. Again, started really well, fast, explosive, used an attacking kicking game to great effect, pinned us into the corners and tried to hit us on the counter. You know, I suppose there'll be a bit more of that at the weekend as well.
Andy, having been outside the defences, how does an Ireland team win in Twickenham?
Well, you certainly need to be at your best, and we was the last time we won there. You can't go there and just hope it goes well for you. You have to go on and attack the game and do it in the right manner. And it takes obviously a big old effort from everyone that's in the group. And you don't go to England and win on your own. You win as a collective, and that's what we've been talking about this week.
And your added focus on, you know, potential of a triple crown if you do win there this weekend.
Well, obviously you've just mentioned it, so everyone knows that it's there, but that's not in the forefront of our mind. That's just an added bonus, hopefully, on the back of a top performance, and that's what we're hoping to get.
And just as interesting as the Keith won at the start of the week, you talked about going there as an Irish player to Twickenham, feeling depressed going there because they've been beaten so many times, but that's not the case with this team, and I suppose drawing on the experience of Paul O'Connell as well. How much of an advantage is that for your players going to Twickenham this week?
I hope they won't be depressed going to Twickenham. No, these guys have felt a bit of success there, and I'm sure England will be talking about that as well. We're in a good place, you know. We're 2 from 2. We know that our performance has to be better to win there. England are 1-1, lost 1, so I suppose that this is their championship. So you would say that they would have an edge about their game. We probably need a little bit more than that as well.
Are they still hurt from the World Cup final?
Pardon?
Do you think England are still hurting from the World Cup final?
I wouldn't think so. No, they've 2 games under the belt. I'm sure they've addressed a few things over the last couple of weeks, and I'm sure that they're super excited about the game.
Andy, England named their team on Friday. As the Ireland head coach, is Owen Farrell more dangerous in the centre or at our half?
You tell me. I don't know. He's, I suppose he's just happy to do whatever he's asked to do for his country. You know, he's never whinged, no matter where he's played. So I suppose, yeah, he's just like all the rest of the boys, really, that he'd be proud to wear the shirt.
What did Bono sing last night?
Not too much singing, actually. He was, well, first of all, we was blown away, really, that he gave his time up to come over to see us. We invited him in, yeah, and he was top of the wish list, and we got the top, which was unbelievable, really. He put a lot of time and effort into it as well. He's quite a private person, really, but he put a lot of time and effort into being able to answer the questions from the floor in a great manner that we got something out of.
Like, what was the best thing?
Well, he's obviously a proud Irishman, you know. So we talked a bit about Irishness.